record.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday tutorial, a duo tutorial with Michelle and I. So today I convinced Michelle that we should do something with the free SVGs that Close to My Heart has given us on our consultant websites. And so I said, let's pick an image, and then neither one of us know what the other person's going to do. So this is going to be a fun little thing where you get some inspiration two different ways.
It'll be a lot of fun. So if you can't tell already, it looks like Danielle is going to do a scrapbook page, and I am going to do a card. So it should be super fun.
Yeah. So since it's not so much as a tutorial, but more inspiration, do you just want to kind of start going, and then as you go, you can talk, and then when you pause, I can kind of pitch in and say some things that I'm doing?
I think that sounds like a great plan.
Perfect.
So just to give you guys a reference, these are free SVGs on the Make It From Your Heart blog, which is done by Close to My Heart Corporate. And there are a couple different, well, there are 3 different files available. There is a file that says, on the same post, there's one that says, we're all in this together. And then the other one is, let's stay home. I do think it's funny that we both chose the same one. In another one is the nurse and doctor, like scrubs and such, that go well with the Paper Pals stamp and die set. So if you have that set, you can pair them with that. I'm actually using that one today without the Paper Pal set. And then, what was the third one? Or were there only 2? No, the third one was after, what?
Are you talking about the, go ahead, you finish.
Okay. I think when I searched for SVGs, I came up with 3 posts. So there were these 2 posts, and I think the other one talked about the ones that are in the core book that you can get for $1 a piece, or all 10 of them for $7.99. So.
And there's the unicorn.
Oh, that's right.
One that if you have the Cricut Flower Market, it's no cost to you because they're altered images. So it's not really an SVG, but it is because it's altered.
Yeah, it's all pre-designed. Yeah. So yeah, let's just start crafting, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
All right, so I'm doing a card. So I actually created a card base from one of the 6x8 pages that you've seen me do. So this is the 4x12. Actually, no, I cut this one separate. This one is actually 4 1/4 by 11. And then I have a canary piece that is 3 1/2 by 5. And then another white daisy piece that is 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. And I'm going to layer those together, and then I'm just going to layer all of this stuff on top of it.
Awesome. I am working with a Aurora piece of paper. Mine is bulk, and it's 12 by 12, and I've cut a piece of white daisy to 11 by 11. And I am going to put this down in the corner on a slant, but before I do that, I want to kind of make it pop and make it stick out. So I'm going to do some faux watercolor with my shimmer brush and my ink pad. And so I have my all-purpose mat, craft mat off to the side, and I'm just running my ink pad on that, and I'm using Pansy ink. And then I'm going to grab my clear shimmer brush and see if I can pick up some ink and transfer it to my page.
I think that'll be fun.
Yeah. My brush. So I'm adding 90 proof alcohol to this just to kind of give it a little bit more juice. on this. I'm gonna move the whole thing over here. So the pictures that I'm doing, this purple will kind of go nice with it. I'm gonna try a little something.
All right, so for mine, because I have such a small piece, so this ended up cutting at just over 3 1/4 by 2 inches. So my sentiment outline is really very small. I'm going to do what you guys saw me do the other day, and then I'm going to put some glue down, and I'm going to use my piercing tool to add some dots all around this. And I have to work quickly so it doesn't dry before I get all the way around.
Cool. Oops.
Somebody was wronged in the world.
Crisis averted. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Good thing for the mute button, eh?
It does work fabulously.
All right. So here my page down. And I think, so you're doing a card with the doctors, nurses, and we're all in this together. So I'm gonna take it that you're going to do a card, kind of like a supportive card about COVID or quarantine. Am I guessing right?
It could be. I didn't necessarily have a specific use for it. However, we being Audrey and I generally take treats down to Randall Children's Hospital because 2 years ago she was hospitalized and we were there for a month. And so whenever we have doctor's checkups, we take treats to all of the nurses in the wards that she was in. And we haven't been able to do that for a little bit, obviously, because of everything that's going on. But yeah, without them, life would have been much harder than it needed to be. It was already harder than it needed to be, but you know what I mean.
Right. So this is just your way to show your appreciation and gratitude for everything they did and their friendship, and
Yeah.
when you make a treat for them.
Yes. And it's just, yeah, it literally is just to say thank you for everything that you did, because I don't have a better way to say thank you. So
I think that's phenomenal that you have that kind of relationship with them and that you had such an amazing staff.
we did. They were beyond anything that we could have asked for.
Now, does she have to do follow-ups still? Treatments or check-ins?
A little bit of both, yes. She has treatments every 6 months that she has to do. And she has regular checkups that she does with her doctor who is in that same building. So.
Cool.
Oh.
Yes.
No, one of my pieces went flying.
Gotcha. Well, I had 4 little inserts to go on the inside, And I took a deep breath, and I've only got 2 left. So I am using my We're in This Together for pictures of my stepson and his mom and stepdad, although I don't think I have a picture of a stepdad in this because we co-parent, and so we're all in this together.
And I love that.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice twist to variation to use this cutout. So some of the pictures will have a little just sticky note over it, and it's just because it's got his little sister in there. And I just want to protect her privacy.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm missing one of my inside pieces. Oh no. I'll have to like finish my card later, but I can get it most of the way done.
Awesome. I'm glad you're not like totally
Side railed by it.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought also. So if anybody's wondering, this is filled with 90% alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and I was just cleaning my brush off because it's clear. Because I actually filled this up with clear alcohol just to kind of, because there was a lot of glitter left in here, and I didn't want that to go to waste. And so I'm kind of out again. There's not much glitter left, so I'll just buy a new one at this point, but just a little tip, that's what I was doing. I was just trying to clean that off. Okay.
All right. Having various forms of tweezers is very handy. Just in case you didn't already know.
Yeah. Some of my favorite tweezers are these Fisker ones. It like holds on. I don't know if you can see my screen or not, but you put your finger. They're like some of my favorite. My husband got it for me.
I have a cutting knife like that one. I have the old Close to My Heart ones.
Oh, nice.
That are reverse tweezers. They're fantastic. All right. Apparently the rooster is confused as to which days are daylight, like when it should be crowing. That's not the right word.
Yeah, rooster crows.
Okay.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. So one of the fun things for doctors and nurses is to find fun scrubs. And so, okay, due to flower placement, I cannot use the scrub on this side. That would be so wrong. So I'm going to use the geometric side.
Whatever works.
Well, in case you didn't get to see, the flowers were very conspicuously placed. We'll say it that way.
Well, I had my pictures all done, and I really liked how I had them set out. And now I moved them, and I can't remember. I should have took a picture. Oh, it wouldn't have mattered. My phone's recording.
It does make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
I like those pictures. Those are fun.
Thank you. Believe it or not, I took them with my cell phone.
If anybody doesn't believe that at this point, then they just, I don't know, are gullible. Like everybody takes their pictures now with cell phones. I don't know. Gullible is probably not the right word, but it works.
Well, my last phone took pictures, but when you would go to get them print out, they wouldn't necessarily come out in the best setting. And so now that I have a new phone, it has better camera quality, I guess. So that's why they just came out. So I don't know, not fuzzy.
That
I really want to get his dress shoes in here. These were his home. This is all we got for homecoming pictures. He went just him and his friends, and so we got family pictures, and that was it. Yeah. Well, that looks like his mom's got the shoes. I'll just put it over here off to the side.
So sometimes when you're gluing little bitty pieces, like we want to drag our tip around our pieces or whatnot, and sometimes it's just better to do tiny little dots.
Yep. Hey, that's what I just did. All right, I'm going to glue it down and hope for the best. And I'm going to mess it all up because now I decided I want to do angles. Oh my gosh, this kid is such a character.
Teenagers are great. Like their personality is really starting to show up, and they're just,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they have their challenges. I know that. Been there, done that. But
yeah,
you also get to see the people that they are becoming, which is the coolest part.
And scary.
And scariest part. I would agree.
Oh my gosh. Just he's really artistic, and so he loves to draw characters and so he's constantly doing that. He's always drawing. So this he was just with us for a couple of weeks. He went back to mom's for a couple of weeks, then he'll come back or a week or something. I don't know. It's summer, so now the schedule's different. But anyways, him and my middle child sit and draw and color and just for hours. Like there is not a care in the world. And they're 10 years apart, almost to the day. So it's just fun to see that part of him blossom and that nurturing side come out. Because he's 15, and not all 15-year-old boys are nurturing. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean they can be dismissive. Yep, that's great. Have a great day. I'm gonna go play Call of Duty or whatever.
Right. Oh, I like that you wrap the twine around there, or the embellishing thread. I like that.
Thank you. It's the sapphire one, and I wish we had more of it because it's one of my favorite colors. And it, and it goes with this paper, but anyway, so his school colors are purple, so that's why I did the pansy ink on here. If anybody is wondering why I put pansy with sapphire. And I really wanted a nice area to journal about this day and how nice it was for all of us, the two blended families, to be together for him.
I like that.
So I am going to come out with my handy dandy, absolutely favorite quotable words stamp set. I think I will ever get tired of this stamp set, ever. Absolutely love it. I use it all of the stinking time. I seriously do.
I love it. So I'm going to try and do a close-up of my card. My camera doesn't seem to want to focus tonight, though.
Oh, that's cute.
So I have it on a piece of Lagoon cardstock just so it'll stand out against all the stuff in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse my finger, but I'm going to try and do a wipe across the lens and see if that helps any.
Okay.
And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm seeing it blurry and it's not really actually blurry, but to me
My
it looks
screen,
like
it does look a little blurry, but my screen is like the size of my thumbnail, so.
I think it's bright and colorful. And I mean, realistically, this would be the fun cover of a page. Like for a mini album. Like if you were to do a mini album flipwise this way instead of the traditional bookwise this way, like that would be super fun.
Oh yeah, I agree. I don't know why
I'm gonna have to cut the inside of just one of my E's. Somehow I managed to miss that.
you missed an E.
Just the inside outline of an E.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where I took a sigh and it's gone into.
You have two because your E and together doesn't have one either.
Well, three. I needed three, but these were the only spare pieces I could find.
You're hear beeping and stuff. We're cooking in my Instant Pot.
How do you love that?
Oh, I love it. Like I was scared to death of it at first. Like I got it. I found it at Goodwill, so I got a super good price. It was less than half price at the time. Now it's just a little bit under what you can get them for, but this was a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And it just sat forever and I didn't use it because I was terrified. Because, you always hear the stories of, what if this happens or it's going to blow up and blah, 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 blah. And so I got it, and then I had it for probably 6 months, if not a full year, before I actually used it. And then finally I was just like, okay, let's use it. And like, it was brand new. It hadn't been used when I got it. So there was nothing missing. And it had the instruction booklet with it too. But do I read the instruction booklet? No. Why would I do such a thing? So not only do I go for a difficult recipe, but I go for a recipe that I have to make sure to read the comments of the blog post to say, hey, this didn't work. I did this and it worked perfectly. And then have a number of people say, oh, yes, I did that same thing and then it worked perfectly. So thankfully I read that beforehand and not after.
Yeah.
So the very first dish that I did was a burrito bowl, like casserole, basically. Uh-huh. So it had rice and veggies and chicken and broth and like everything you needed except for like tortillas or whatever to serve with it. And then like a week later, I was reading on one of the Facebook groups, I just did my water test. Now what can I do? And I'm like, water test? What's a water test? And you're supposed to put water in it first to make sure it comes up to pressure and actually cooks.
Oh.
Or do you cook anything in it?
I guess you lucked out.
I guess I did, because I'm like, oh, okay, well, mine obviously works. I can skip that part.
By the way.
So yeah, we have a number of recipes that we have a number of things that we cook in it. Tonight we are doing basically Olive Garden chicken. And then we did rice in the rice cooker, so it's separate. But I have done the burrito bowls a number of times. I've done spaghetti. I've done salsa chicken. I've done stew. I have done ribs. I actually have perfected ribs in the Instant Pot. And they are fall off the bone delicious. I even get a thumbs up for it from the girl who doesn't like pork, and they're pork ribs. And let's see, what else? Baked potatoes, meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
Any other ones from the list?
Beef stroganoff. I did a, was it 14 days? I can't remember. It was a number of days. Somebody posted, here's a shopping list, here's all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the shopping list had some errors. It was missing a few things. And some of the recipes were not great. Some of the recipes were a good starter and needed to be done more and add more seasonings and stuff. But some of them were perfect from the get-go, like the beef stroganoff, the ranch chicken. Everybody else loved the buffalo chicken on that one.
I don't know. Hawaiian chicken.
But yeah, there's a number of things on there. So yeah, like we use it more frequently now because my oven and stove are not working. So we're doing a ton of stuff in the Instant Pot recently.
And red beans and rice.
But yeah, we did do a red beans and rice. Although it does leave a lot to be desired compared to Lawa's red beans and rice. So, which is a local food cart. Oh, she's adding doodling.
Yeah.
That would have been fun. That would have added an extra little touch on mine.
Can you still do it?
No, not really.
Oh.
I mean,
Sorry,
I could, there are spots that overlap, and so it wouldn't.
Oh, gotcha.
Wouldn't work well.
Yep, all I have to do is add my journaling and I will be done. I don't remember I know it was in September, and I know it was 2019, but I don't remember the exact date. So I have to look that back up.
Gotcha.
Are you done with your card then too?
I am, yes.
Great. This looks good, I love it. I just added some extra stamping to mine.
You did. I love it. It turned out so nice.
Thank you. And I like your card from what I can see. It looks very tiny, so I can't wait to see the actual picture because I'm sure it's stunning because all of your cards are. So.
Well, thank you.
So everybody's challenge is to either go to Michelle's shopping site, my shopping site, or if you have a consultant, go to theirs, or if you are one, go to yours. Get your SVG and use it if you can. And we realize some people don't maybe have a cutting machine where they can do that. Maybe you could get creative and print it and use it if you don't have a Cricut cartridge.
Oh, that would be fun.
Kind of like a digi-stamp.
Right.
Because then you could resize it to fit a card or a scrapbook page. So that's your challenge, or if you so choose to accept it for this Sunday fun day. Anything else you want to? We do have to do our drawing. We're not prepared to do it right this minute. So Michelle and I think that maybe we'll do it together separately from this video, where we can all the names logged in. We did not forget about you. Do you have everything getting lined up to draw a winner? Because there's a lot of artwork, so we have a lot of things to go through to make sure that it's tallied correctly.
Exactly.
So, anything else to add for this wonderful Sunday fun day?
Other than just play with what's there and add it to any number of other things. So on mine, I'm going to bring this up close again. So on mine, you can see, I wish it would focus. I don't know why it's not focusing, guys. I'm so sorry. But on mine, you can see that the center of my words all have a paper in them. And I did that by playing around in Cricut Design Space and creating with some rectangles and stuff, creating the file to be able to cut that so that you can see the letters are filled in, because I wanted to have it a little bit more substantial on my card since I was doing a card. So, you know, play with your Cricut Design Space, learn all of the things that it has available to you, because it's a pretty powerful program and you can do a lot of things with it, even without any outside programs. So I would highly recommend playing with it, seeing what it is that it can do, and making the project your own. So I think it'll be great to see all of the artwork that comes up with these SVGs, and even adding them to the Paper Pal set. Like, I would love to see somebody post something with that.
Yeah, I would too. I think that would be fun. All right. Well, I've had fun today. Have you?
Oh, I've had a blast today.
Yeah, this was good. I'm glad we got together. I like getting together and doing this. So, all right. Well, I'm ready to sign off if you are, and we will see everybody next week. Michelle is Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Exactly. So on that note, have a great Sunday, and we will see you guys live on Monday.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.